So we're going to be welcoming another virtual guest to our wonderful stage here at La Nave in Madrid. Alfonso de la Nuez is the co-founder and co-CEO of Zoom, who's joining us for the closing keynote. So welcome so much to South Summit 2020, Alfonso.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, all good.
It's actually Userzoom, not Zoom.
Oh, did I say Zoom? I beg your
Make sure
pardon.
we make the difference there.
You know, the night. Yeah.
It'd be nice to be Eric Yuan today, for sure.
Exactly. Maybe that's what they call a Freudian slip in investment terms. So I'm a big fan of UX, and one of the statistics that I like to share a lot is that IBM found that every $1 invested in UX, user experience, provided an ROI of between $10 and $100. And Forrester found that improving UX on a website can increase conversion rates by up to 400%. So these are massive differentials. But these statistics are years old, at least 5 years old, and that was all made before the pandemic. So talk to us a bit about the state of UX in 2020 after the pandemic and what it means today.
Yeah, I think there is probably quite a few cases of even higher conversion rates and higher return on investment today, since we believe that every company is a digital experience company. You know, whether you're a B2B or a B2C, or a pure.com or a brick and mortar, you're still a digital experience company. That's how most, if not all, of your consumers are going to interact with your brand, right? It's going to be through some sort of a glass, right? Whether it's a laptop or a phone or a tablet or whatever. And so, you know, what UX and product UX design does is that it increases every single way that every single business metric that you can think of for digital products, whether it's higher loyalty, reduce risk of development, of product development. One of the things that is very popular today is use agile design and development techniques. And so doing UX research and UX testing while you're in the development process helps you de-risk the development, which is something that you want to do ahead of launching your product, right? So UX research is helping and reduce cost, but then of course once you're live, if your products find the product is useful, is easy, and it's intuitive, then your users are going to use it again. They're going to repeat, and you're going to have lower churn ratios, et cetera, et cetera.
Very good points. I'm a big fan of UX, product UX design. So how, from your point of view, can product UX design help to deliver this high level of customer experience that modern consumers absolutely demand these days?
Yeah, consumers expect easy today versus maybe a few years ago when they appreciated that. But today it's expected because everything they do, whether it's a banking experience or learning experience, or even a product that they may use internally at work, or of course for fun and entertainment. That's what they're expecting. Otherwise, they'll just go to another site, right? So what UX design and UX research can do is ensure that before you launch your product, it's going to meet the end user expectation. And end users, sometimes they may be the customers, but they may not be the customers yet. So what you want to do is run continuous testing and monitoring of your product during the design process, and then once you're live, so that you can design on data, basically. And UX is becoming a bigger portion of the overall customer experience that everybody appreciates and cares so much about. But it's not enough to just collect feedback after you're live. Feedback management is very popular. What UX does is that it comes in a little earlier in the pre-live stages, where you can already launch testing campaigns and make sure that you're going in the right direction before you go live.
And we've heard there about how product UX design helps improve the customer experience. But what are some of the ways that product UX design can improve things in terms of business performance, more kind of internal factors?
Yeah, I look at it with my own product team all the time, right? We're looking at how what research and design does actually impact business metrics, which is what ultimately the C-level executives want to hear and want to focus on. So again, back to the point about de-risking the cost of development. That's one of the top ones. We see a lot of investment in design and development and engineers. But what if they could have those teams work more efficiently and more focused on what the end user needs? If there was a way to do that through continuous testing and monitoring during the development process, you'll find that you can actually optimize the cost of development. And that's one of my top, personally, one of my favorites.
Yes. And
but then there's as a SaaS business, you're going to be focusing on churn or retention, and we see that there's a direct correlation between higher UX and higher retention.
Absolutely. Good UX improves, scores and metrics across the board. And Alfonso, I'm afraid that's all we have time for. The co-founder and co-CEO of Userzoom, thank you so much for joining us for this closing keynote of South Summit 2020. That's been fascinating. Team UX, I love it.